Hey,
Hey,
Mark, how's it going?
well, how are you?
Well, I got a bit of a cold.
Yeah, that's yeah, it kind of sucks.
The
Yeah.
nose thing, the coughing thing.
When you got grandkids,
I was gonna say, well, my son actually got it first, then gave it to the kids, and now I got it. So it's making its rounds.
yeah, it usually should be reversed. The kids get it, mom and dad get it, and then they pass it over to you when you come by for a visit.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, so today's video, I want to talk a lot about, in our videos, we talk a lot about how do we protect the sellers, buyers, what's in their best interests. And I've got a few comments over the last couple of weeks on the channel about, hey, we like that comment that you kind of talked about. We like that, you have the client's best interest. And, when people are looking at, again, we look at listings every day, right? We go, holy cow, why is that price at 1.4? And we're going to go through some of those listings. And I always say, I wonder who gave the price. Is it the seller or is it the real estate agent, right? In the last 4 or 5 years, we've seen our real estate industry grow with new agents, correct?
Yes.
Massively growing with new agents. They've come into a market back in, say, 2020 with Ted the dog of mine could sell a house. He
Yes.
he could tell me to get a sign and Ted could sell it. So the skill level for these new people, they never acquired any skills. It was just, yeah, let's price it 900,000 and you're going to get 1.4 and you'll probably have 40 offers. That's how my conversations run with a lot of people when we list at that time. Can we get that much? Oh yeah. You sure? Oh yeah. And it always happened. But that's the way the market frenzy was. Now that our market shifted in so many different ways, that agent today doesn't know how to navigate this market. And even when I sold my townhouse last year and I got 765 for it, and it was really nice. I priced it what I think I priced it at
Six
620.
ninety nine, wasn't it? Or
No, it was
six?
over 649, I think. And some of the sales on the street were 700, 730, not even on the wrong side, overlooking condos, no upgrades, smaller. And I decked mine out. And I said I got three offers, and the highest one was 720, another two were 650, and I had 50 some people through the house. I opened them up and I go, do these people even look at what's sold in the area? And the answer is no, they didn't.
No.
Because they don't know how. Either they don't know how to navigate a board or they don't know how to talk about what a comparable is. They say, yeah, I think that's 650. I think you should put 650. And this is happening a lot in our marketplace, more on the listing side than I see in the buying side right now, where we're seeing an abundance of sellers at certain ranges are way out to lunch on their price. So
Well, and you
that's,
know what else, Mark? I mean, you can admit it, and I can admit it. The first 3 or 4 years, were we as good as we are now?
oh, not even close.
How many mistakes did you make?
You make a lot. You do along the way. And but
You don't make the same mistake twice,
oh no, you
but
don't.
there's always a new one.
There's always something new coming up, right? But I'm always the big believer in, and I said this to myself when I started the business in 2010. Don't think about the money in dollars. Don't even
Uh,
think, just think about the client. If you do that, the dollars are going to come and the
So,
dollars.
yes, and I had a mentor who actually Bill, when I started at Sutton, hooked me up with.
Mhm.
And the very first thing he said to me, Diane, you worry about the people,
That's right.
the money takes care of itself.
It does.
Said
It
if you
does.
worry about the money, you go down. So
Right.
yeah, he told me
And
that too, right? First week in real estate, same thing.
yeah. And last week I was in a competition pricing on a condo in Barrie. It was listed for some time. The deal fell through. Great. I showed it. Agent emailed me back. You know the whole story, but our viewers don't. So I think it's worthwhile because that we had till midnight to deal with it, or had till 12 o'clock to get something in. Long story short, we get an email back at 7:15 saying, "Sorry, the deal's firm. We accepted an offer." Oh, that ethically wasn't done. I'm going right away. Texted my buyer saying, "Hey, this agent really fucked up here. He should have let us know. We didn't have an opportunity. Let's just sit back and kind of see where this price goes. Maybe the offer was, we couldn't even beat it. Maybe it was firm, and maybe it was the older people, the people that first negotiated the deal and kept extending the status certificate stuff with it. They could have went in firm and it might take. So let's just sit back. So long story short, 4 days later, the agent double ended the deal. So I called him out on it. Like, that is the wrong thing to do for the seller. He should have taken my offer, said, hey, Mark, we got to move. My seller wants it done at 8. Okay. I would have had it signed by 8. So,
Well, the other thing I want to tell the people too, while you're telling your story, is first of all, if your agent is presenting their own offer, they have to notify all other agents that
well,
they have their own offer.
right. Didn't
That
happen.
is like a real estate law. Second of all, if you're going to reduce the commission, so if your agent says, okay, well, I'm going to take a point off your commission if I sell it myself, they have to tell all of the other people that are putting in offers that they're reducing their commission and give them the opportunity to reduce theirs.
Right.
I have been in multiple offer situations where I got notification that their commission was reduced.
Yep.
I changed my offer and reduced mine.
Absolutely.
So that I was, so they can't do these things without notifying everybody that it's happening.
But this is the thing. They can't, but they are. This is the problem. So who gets screwed in this? It's
The
not
seller,
Mr. Agent just made 30 grand on commission, raw, raw, raw. But his seller lost 30 grand in
I
a
know.
potential more offer. And my offer was a lot higher, and we were going to go up there a bit more. I almost fell over when I saw it. And he says, you know what? You don't know what you're talking about. I'm working for zero. Then you need to, I don't care what no, he said, I'm charged zero commission. Well, I don't care if you charge something. You had to let me know that. And oh, I got so many hours. I don't care if you get 10 million hours. That's the job. That's the job, right?
Mhm.
So maybe he got super frustrated with this other deal, maybe, I don't know, and just took anything that came across his plate. But my point is the seller got screwed again. So when people, we see people always, you know what I mean? Oh, I got so-and-so recommended a friend, or so-and-so did this. You know what? Interview them. Interview 3 or 4 people. Interview your friend's person. I think that's a fair thing to do. But if they don't have any credibility, have any experience, and if they're not really being transparent with what's going on in the marketplace, then that's not the agent for you. That's
Well, and I've had it the other way around where I got interviewed. I told them what to update in the house when I got interviewed. They said, well, what would you do? So I
yeah,
told them everything. Then they ended up, I was recommended by a friend of mine. He recommended me to them. And they ended up using their friend, not
there,
me, but they did everything I told them to do.
yeah, yeah, and that
So
happens,
they used
right?
me too, right? It happens both ways. But when you interview 3 or 4 people, the one that's blowing smoke up your ass and telling you that you're going to get $1.5 million, that's the one you need to be afraid of.
100%. If they can back it up, but they got to back that up. There's the point. And not just saying, yeah, I can get, oh yeah, this one down the road got $1 million off. Sit down with your computer. Let's go. This one got $1.5 million. Let's go and see what ours looks like compared to that. Let's go through the history. It's all the data is there, Diane. Every piece of data is there that can be communicated to a seller today on what is selling in their neighborhood. Correct?
Yes. And if you had 3 or 4 agents, not all of them are going to blow smoke.
Oh no.
You're good.
Oh,
Right? You're going to get the guy that says, listen, that's $9.99 or it's not going to sell. There's going to be somebody in there.
yep.
Usually when I go into interviews with 3 or 4 agents, I've been told, yeah, you and 2 other people were exactly the same.
Yep. Yeah.
Right? Like,
Yeah.
not everybody's a crook. There's a lot of people that are going to be honest about it.
Yeah. It was funny because you just remembered me thinking something. So I was talking to my buddy Gary today, and we're talking about listing and stuff like that. And he's going, he missed an opportunity on this property that sold today, and they got competition pricing, and people aren't going to go that high anyway. We started talking, and I said, you know what, Gary, there's so much higher priced inventory out here in Barrie, it's not even funny. And we're seeing things listed at 1.2, 1.3 and getting $1 million or, $1.05 million. He's going, I know. And I says, same thing. I said, who in the hell is giving them these prices? And he's going, well, then they're not giving the right prices. They're just telling what they want to hear. Great, you can get this for it. That's the highest price that we've heard from anybody. They're going to get them, and they get a couple $100,000 less, and they lose about 4 months of time to sell the property. And he goes, that's why I never get listings, because I'm honest.
Mm-hmm.
right? Because that seller is not going to take his word. They're going to, and some Joe Louis comes in who just got their license a couple of years ago, they know nothing to do or how to navigate or price a home properly, but says we're going to lift, that's 1.5.
But
You get it.
yeah, but you know what they count on is they're gonna suck the person into listing.
Yep.
They're gonna suck the person into buying a house they want to buy.
Yep.
They're gonna reduce the price till they sell it, and then they get two deals. Look at my one in Wasaga, like, which I told you,
Yep.
same thing.
Yep.
She's guaranteed that she's gonna sell it, blah, 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 blah.
Yep. And to the public, for the people that are thinking of listing coming up in the new year, sorry, in the spring, do not give a 6-month listing contract.
No,
Okay, go 90 days. Don't do 6 months. You're locking yourself up. Okay, you're just really tying yourself up for 6 months, and you're bound by that contract. So don't go there.
no.
So
I never
so
even do, usually I do 3 months, 90 days, sometimes 60.
that's it.
I've
Yeah,
never done a 6 month listing in my life.
no, unless it's some real hard property, like maybe a farm that might take a long time to sell
Mhm.
or something like that. Yeah, then okay, makes sense because there's marketing involved and it's gonna take some time to find the right buyer. It's such a small niche, but yeah, 90 days, 60 days. Not I usually go
But
90.
in 90 days, if we're all still
That's fine.
happy with, if we're all still happy with each other, we
Yeah,
just extend it, right?
100%, and you know the story, but again, I tell in almost every video because I had a call a couple months ago, maybe 2 months ago, about listing house for 1.4 and change. It's not there. Let's not do this now because you're never going to get the price, right? And luckily, I thought that maybe the seller would hang or prospect would hang up on me. Mark, thanks for being upfront with us on it. I think we're not in a rush. We'll wait till next year. Wait till rates come down a bit because that price tag isn't selling, as we know that. So,
Well, look at the one you lost.
which one?
I don't want to say the name of the street.
Oh yeah, yeah. Let's talk about that. That's a great one. Thanks for bringing that up. Yeah, where I got a phone call on it, but nothing really much more than that, and gave some information, and my information was right to the point. So I definitely lost that. And they priced that at 1.2, sat for 4 months, multiple price changes, multiple open houses. They got 965. When I saw that list at 1.2, I went, Jesus Christ, what's wrong with this? 1.2, are you crazy?
And this is an older agent, a very experienced
An
agent.
experienced local agent that priced that property wrong from the get-go. The seller want, so who set the price? Well, I'm going to tell you, let's be honest, most people will always take the highest bidder. I mean, the highest listing price from anybody. That's probably what happened. Agent probably walked in, I can get you this. C'est la vie, they didn't get that.
They signed on the dotted line. Now I got them hooked.
They got
And
books. I couldn't believe, I followed it because I knew I would have priced that $999. That's the price from the get-go, is the
yeah,
right price. That 1.2 was back in 2022. We're seeing a lot of
yeah.
2022 pricing. So
Yeah, I noticed
maybe
that too.
do you want to go through those listings that I kind of gave to you
Yeah.
to kind of show, because we're kind of leading into that. And then this pricing that Dan's going to pull up. These properties are conditionally sold. I saw them on the board today, conditionally sold, but there's a story behind that. And we're going to pull that up and share that. So the first one is the Queensway. So look at that beautiful number. Days on market 161, but
Mm.
listed for 1,079,000. But we're going to pull the history out too. I think there's even more days on that too, Diane.
Hold on. Well, sorry, this thing's being silly. That's exactly what I'm trying to do. I wanted to see
Yeah. Where
if
it
that was
started.
the original listing. It was the original listing. They didn't cancel and relist it.
Okay, they left it there, but started off at 1,079,000, correct? And then took it down. Can you go back to that listing?
Yep. To 1,039,000.
And move up there to see the date when they changed that date, the last update. Maybe we'll see well, we won't. It will be.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
got to go under this history. Oh no,
Oh,
you can't
no,
do it through there.
no, that's fine.
Oh,
So
the last update will be down here, isn't it?
correct, on the 18th.
March 18th.
So that's when the price change dropped from 1,079,000.
Well, Mark, it's sold SPP too.
I know. Go back up to the price again. So, they sat there for 150 days or so before making a reaction to it. That's a sign where, God, I think we're a little overpriced here on the property. That's a long time for a property.
That's a
And
long time.
it's common that we're seeing this all the time. Who's the agent? Is it out of town or in town agent?
In town.
In town. Well, in town agent should know the market.
Mm-hmm.
Wasn't the right price.
Okay, what was the other one that you were interested in?
Spencer.
30.
30 Spencer. These are all conditionally sold. We don't know the prices on these. They're all in good areas. I just did a video previously today on some stuff, and these ones came up, and I just, kind of randomly picked them from yesterday's, but they can tie in from today's. So what's the history on that? I don't think it's.
Hold on, I wanna show people a little something here. So down here, the contract date was
May.
March 6th. The
Yep.
expiry date was June 28th.
Mhm.
And the condition is it's an SPP again. So
Mhm.
conditional on somebody selling the house till May 17th,
Okay.
which may never happen because mine just fell apart too. So the address history, October 13th.
No, it's way down here. 1,050,000, 1,150,000 back in August.
Oh yeah.
So I think on this one, without adding up the numbers, I think I did them on a previous video. It was like 178 days in the market, something like that. So the pricing was wrong. And again, it's a nothing offer. And again, what Diane said, that buyer has to sell their property to firm up on this one.
And they fall apart all the time, just so people
Fall
know.
apart all the time. So that's the thing. Again, in higher ranges, the pricing is wrong. I can't say it any way else. The pricing is really wrong in this community. What was
So
the
the
other one?
the other one was Taylor, 139 Taylor, no?
Yeah, I think so. Love the house. I really do. I gave kudos on the other video too. I love
Why
what
is
they
that one not coming up here?
go up.
I'm at the top. Queensway comes up first.
Keep going down there maybe. I think it was Taylor. Yeah, it was Taylor on there.
Hold on. I might have to add another area. So if you guys can see, I'm on the Toronto board. Look at all the different areas. All these things over here are all of the different areas and the breakdown in the city. So the other issue that we have is that we get a lot of them that are in the wrong area, or like somebody that doesn't know the areas. And then when we're searching in that area for a client, we can't find it because it's in the wrong spot, right?
Correct. Correct. So I love, before we go in the pictures, because I do want to show them because they're great. Okay. I really like them. Out of town agents, contract date was March 18th, expires on June. But let's go to the history before we do
I was
anything.
going to say, is that the truth or no?
No, it's not. So look where we started at
Oh my God.
in May.
1399
May.
last May.
It's
So a year.
year trying to sell this house. Again, I question the pricing, and a lot of the pricing is coming from out of town agents. We're seeing this consistently. Either they don't know the market, which, sorry, everything is on your computer. If you know how to navigate it and understand it, it's all there.
Well,
Either
you know
they're
what I think part of the problem
not
is too, that,
there.
well, you know what part of the problem I think is too, is that down there, it's multiple offers. It's kind of going crazy. Especially in February and stuff. It was in March, the beginning of March. So they think we're in the same market and you're not.
Well, we are in a way, just at lower ranges. They're million. If this was in Toronto or GTA market, it'd be gone.
Yeah,
So the
yeah.
$1 million range and million one, two is pretty hot down there. But it's not hot up here because it's such a higher range for the affordability of the community.
Yeah.
So,
It's like a $2 or $3 million one down there.
wow, yeah, whatever this could be, but this is a stunner. Like, I love this house. They've gutted this house. New kitchen, new flooring, new windows, new light fixtures, new staircase, new bathrooms. Like, it's a beautiful home. But I'm gonna be honest. This could have been a 1.4 in 2022 before March. After March, it maybe a 1.2 because things started to come down after the kids went to March break. But the
Yeah.
pricing was priced back at the height. So it's almost, you got to take a 30% haircut on what was selling back then. And the stuff that's selling now, it's a 30% haircut. But there's still 156 listings priced over $1 million and above that 19% of them sell. 80% is sitting there rotting because the pricing is wrong.
Oh, this is what you did in yours, eh?
Yeah. I love this property. I kudos to the seller because, man, nice taste, nice decor, nice fixturing. It was done right. Like, and it was great area. We don't know the sale price yet, Diane, but the $1.7 million.
Is this one an SPP too?
I don't think this one was. Double check it though. I don't think it was.
Yeah, I'm gonna check. And
Like
the backyard's nice.
It's beautiful. They've done a
Well,
great.
pretty private. Like one of my pet peeves is when you have a giant house behind you.
Yeah.
Like I have a bungalow behind me. We're on the same level at least.
Yeah.
But those some on Eaglestone area where the people behind you are gigantic and they're looking down into your yard.
Yeah.
You got to sunbathe with a flippin'.
Oh yeah. You can't be out there.
Yeah. Okay, we wanted to look at
Yeah, see if the condition, what they were.
They're not telling us.
So it's till the 8th. I think it's a Monday, I think.
Yeah, it's the 8th.
So
this one is not conditional on the sale of a house.
no, not at all.
No.
And sometimes we'll see too at these high ranges, Diane, where we'll see 1.4 and we tried it for 75 days. We take off the market, we list it at 9.99 and then we hold off on offers. That doesn't work either.
Well, I no, and I was trying to look at these really high ones.
Yeah.
Like 34 Camelot is 1425.
Yeah.
41 is 1699.
And what's 105 Crimson Ridge? Like that's not a 1.6. I lived in.
I know you live there. Well, we got a Crimson Ridge here for 1299. And then another one at 165.
Pull that up.
Do you want me to do both of them?
No. Let's just do this one.
1650.
Okay, it's right when you come on the street. It's right at the early beginning. It's a big home. It's a great area, but it's dated. House is probably 22, 23 years old. It's a big footprint, but it's going to need a lot of work by even looking at these pictures. And that price is so far out to lunch that you're never getting anybody.
Well, and this is the layout that I had a huge hard time on Grand Forest because the living room, dining room is on one side of the house. It's a split up layout. It's not all open.
No.
There is a family room off the kitchen.
This is the basement, I think. At ground level. Really? Okay. Wow. Okay. It's a monster home for sure. Like I bet that's 3,000 above grade, 27 to 3,000 above grade.
But
big. It's not a 1.6, not even close.
Well, it's too dated in some of the spots here.
Even if it was dialed up, it still would
be a freaking walk-in closet.
It wouldn't be a 1.6, not even close.
Well, what I like to do sometimes too, which I've been, like this is laminate and original vanity.
Oh yeah, that house done up with $150,000 of upgrades still wouldn't be a 1650.
Well, I wanted to see so 1650 and Camelot Square is 1699.
Yeah, that's the pricing we usually see on that street at Camelot Square. Bigger home,
three-car garage, bigger home. This is what. Oh, look at this.
It's beautiful. It's one of the nicest courts in the community, but you pay to live there.
Sorry, something's not right. There, those are some big houses there, Mark.
They're gigantic. And they're going to take some time to sell that one. And needs some stuff, but we're comparing Crimson Ridge to that street. You can't. It's not in the same level.
but it's at the same price.
I know. I'd like to, after you're done, to go back and see how long it says 70 days, but I bet it's more.
Gosh, this one's huge too, but it
It's
needs a
huge.
lot too.
It's a lot of updating. It's a lot of money.
Yeah, that color, you know, buyers, for some reason, the yellowy goldy colors, like I've gone in and told my client, we got to repaint this whole main floor like light gray or something. It turns people off, eh? I don't know why.
It just screams dated.
Yeah. I mean, this is a big, big giant house.
It's gigantic. But they're all
But that,
massive.
but you know, that's about like the same problem I have with my listing right now. The bigger doesn't help
Mm-mm.
because it actually is more work to fix.
It is.
Okay, what one did you want to look at?
I want to see the history on Crimson Ridge to see if any more history. Then I think we're off these listings too. We kind of gave the viewers some ideas about pricing and for the market. So they try. Oh, okay. This makes a lot of sense. This makes really sense here. Okay, pull it up. I love talking about this.
Yeah.
62 days in the market, and it was listed at 1,488,000. Oh, original price is 1,700,000. Let's just see if they held off on offers. No. Oh, out of town agent. I'm sorry to say that agent knows nothing. I don't care.
Well, listen, no, they might have held off. He might have got rid of that.
Maybe, but
Because sometimes if I've held off offers or stuff didn't happen, I went in and deleted my remark.
I just can't believe it. Then I don't even think you'd get 1.7 for that in the peak. You wouldn't
No, you wouldn't.
not get that. And I don't think you'd even get 1.488 in the peak. Maybe. That'd be a big question mark. Great area,
Well,
street, lived on it. Nothing bad to say about it. But the valuation is wrong. It is wrong.
well, another thing that that drives me crazy and people need to watch out when they're looking at listings, over 5,000 square feet of living space. You know that's the whole house.
Both
He's
levels.
including the flipping basement.
Right.
And you're not supposed to include the basement. You're supposed to just do the live above grade. So
Yeah.
that's another thing. So do you
Yeah.
want to go to the Rico stuff?
Yeah, so tell the viewers, Diane, about this, because I think this is, this ties into what we talked about, letting the sellers or even buyers, interview their people. This is another tool where you can see if there's any, complaints, enforcement things against that agent,
Or
correct?
if you want to complain.
Or you want to complain. There's lots of things to do that these are some things that you should be researching on who you're selecting to represent you. And I'll let Diane kind of explain it away.
So if you go to rico.on.ca, I think even if you just Google Rico, it's going to come up.
Gonna come up.
Complaints and enforcement activities. So you can, through here too, submitting a complaint after it answers all your questions, you can submit. So enforcement activities shows all of the recent decisions of convictions, not convictions, because they're not actually law convictions,
No.
right?
No.
So this is a discipline and appeals decisions. And you can pick the year. Now, unfortunately, here I'm going to move our pictures blocking me here.
Okay.
Unfortunately, you can't put in an agent's name to search them out. But you can go by year. So if you wanted to go in 2023 and then recent discipline and appeals decision by year, you pick it and you're going to get a list of everybody's name that did anything wrong.
So this is another great tool that you can go back and several years back to see if that agent's had any misrepresentation cases or some disciplinary things or ethics violations. They're all there, correct?
Yes. And the other thing is that I learned when I've looked into it myself, and I really hate to do it, but I'll do it here just to show people. It shows misrepresentation, negligence, unprofessional conduct, and then you can view the document to see exactly what they were accused of doing.
Coming up, can you view that one?
I can show
Yeah,
you.
view. It's just things. Yeah, that they can see.
They don't put the client's names, so the
No.
public names are not in there, or the addresses.
Okay, so So what's this Robbie's name? Is this the agent, Dan?
Yeah.
Is it Robbie Chair order a payment by Mr. Chair or of a fine of $12,000 payable to Rico within 1 year of sending Mr. Chair of this decision? He has to complete, I think this is ethics because, whoa, so now, so ethics in real estate, part one course. Whoa, that's want to read it. Go down, go back down.
Hold on, I want to see if they give us reason for the decision, see? This is why he got it.
By the decision of this panel released September 14th, 2022, following a 3-day hearing before the panel determined the registrants had contravened sections blah, 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 blah. Code of ethics and the registered representative had a controversy sections of etc. Code of ethics disciplining noted at the end of the decision, the conclusion of the hearing in this matter, issue, et cetera, et cetera. So ethically, he's done something wrong. He's misrepresented somebody or he's didn't put his fiduciary duties that he should be doing. Bottom line.
Exactly.
So this is a really good tool that people should be, because you know, how many times do we, oh, I know a friend, I recommended someone to this, still search them out, still do your research. It's just so
Well,
important.
yeah, and if you go through this is a 37-page document. Like it outlines exactly what happened.
Yeah, it goes on and on and on.
It's
So
huge. Well, this is the thing. It says where the panel has found Mr. Chera had acted either intentionally or willfully, blindness or recklessness. You see what I mean?
Yeah, there's some big things.
Oh, legality of the basement apartment.
Hmm.
That's where it happened right there.
So let's give a scenario. Here's could be a scenario that I think how this could play out. Dan, you're the agent and I'm the buyer, and we're just gonna say you got your license a month ago and you represent, oh yeah, Mark, you can go rent this out and you didn't, you know, all of a sudden, great, I bought the deal's closed and I put 2 tenants in there and then I get a knock on the door from the bylaw officer saying you have an illegal apartment.
Yeah.
What do you tell me? My agent didn't tell me that. How do you know it's not legal? Well, it's not legal. It's not on our list. That's could have happened. Either the agent didn't disclose it, even if the buyer didn't ask the questions, it's still you can get information like that in seconds if it's a property that has a legal.
Okay, well, Mark, if I'm a new agent and do I know where to find the lists?
Well, you probably don't. You don't know. If you're new, you're not gonna know, but you could have resources and ask your broker record. You could get help. Right.
And what if the other agent told me, oh yeah, it's legal, but I never did my own due diligence. This is another thing, people. Let me tell you a couple things. First of all, you're still responsible for your actions regardless of whether what an agent tells you or not. I even suggest a lot of times for my own client to call the township themselves to verify what they're being told. Don't just rely on me, because I've called and the town told me the wrong darn thing. So I want you have to kind of be responsible and verify to make sure, especially if you're getting a rental property, something legalized, or if you want to get a building permit, Mark, you want to put in a pool, you want to do a septic, you know, all those things too.
100%, 100%. No, that's it. Well, I think that was a good video. I think it.
Well, hopefully it helped people, and they know if something was done wrong, there is Rico, who they can go and complain. Now, the only thing is, people, with a RICO complaint, they might get fined and they might get penalized, but the money doesn't go back to the person.
No, but something could be done civilly, mate. You know, there's been a few things that
I think you have to go to either small claims or a civil suit.
But some of the stuff can go depending on the amounts. I've seen some things from other agents that have got their hands slapped for, say, misrepresenting a water softener, and then it was a rental, and then the buyer comes going, well, it's a rental, but we've already taken it back as an example. I've heard of those cases, and then the selling agent had to make good of that, give money or the value of the thing was like say $1,000. They had to give $1,000. So
yeah,
it can
because the listing was wrong. Yeah.
Misrepresent listing, and if mistakes that can happen. That can happen, but there's another thing. Just got to make sure everything in the listing is staying and going, and what's included, what's not included. Is this a rental? Is that a rental? How many times have we come across
Mark?
They're a disaster.
Look at the one that my client bought on Pine. And months later, she calls me, Diane, we're being charged $100 a month for the rental on the furnace. And I said, well, it's owned.
Yeah.
In the listing, it said it was owned. We asked, yeah, it's owned. And she goes, well, Diane, I'm being paid. I'm being charged. I'm not paying it. And now they're putting me into, what's it called?
Collections.
Collections, because I'm not paying it. I call the agent. He looks into it. He calls me back, goes, Diane, these are really, really good friends of mine. I live in the same neighborhood. I cannot believe that they lied to me.
Yeah. Yeah.
It was
Wow.
a $10,000 buyout.
Yeah.
The agent paid $2,000 out of his pocket, and the sellers paid $8,000. They had to buy it out. They told us it was owned.
Yep. Unreal, eh? Can happen. Can happen.
That's the experience, Mark. Now I
Yep.
check everything.
Have to.
That's what
Right.
I mean. As you go through your career and you do all these deals,
But you know what? I have a question though for that. Why didn't the lawyer catch that? Because if that had been registered against
because there wasn't a lien. Enbridge doesn't put a lien
Oh, okay.
because you can assume it.
Right. Okay.
If I can assume the rental.
Yeah.
So remember when I sell Burbank, my lawyer calls me and goes, Diane, how did you assume this air filtration system? And I said, well, I don't know. They made me assume it when I bought it. He goes, it's unassumable. It has to be bought out.
Yeah.
And it was 6 weeks into the deal. He went back to the original seller and made them pay the $7,000.
Yeah. Good. Yep.
Because my lawyer missed it.
Yep.
You can't. So this is the thing. And there was a lien and it had to be paid out and it wasn't.
Whoa. Whoa.
Lawyers screw up too, Mark.
They do. I agree. I
We're
agree.
going to do a whole other video on that because
Oh, yeah. We've got lots to talk
the
about.
problems you got into because of it too.
Ooh, we'll do one on that too. Yes.
Yeah.
We got a minute left, so I think let's cut it off there. Hey, if you've got questions on this or any other information, reach out to myself or Diane. Give it a like, follow for more information. And, you know, we love comments because it gives us new ideas to talk about. And we love educating the public. And I think this is a good educational video on.
You know what, Mark? Especially people that haven't been in the market for a long time.
Oh, yeah. Yep. Yep.
One I've been dealing with now, it's been 10 years. They don't know anything about what's going on anymore, you know?
I agree. Okay. See ya.
See ya.